Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliet Lex, and I love superheroes. That is right. In case you may or may not know, I enjoy superhero movies probably more than most people do. So yeah, as you can tell by the title of this video, it is my Spider-Man Homecoming review. And with that being said, spoilers ahead, a couple of them. So yeah, if you haven't watched the movie, go out, watch it, come back so that we can talk about this. Or if you don't care about spoilers, let's get this shit started. First of all, I kind of want to talk about Sony's attempt at marketing this film. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my goodness. Way to show the entire fucking synopsis in the trailers. Sony, what are you thinking? Get your shit together. Like, we have seen other Spider-Man films, some done incredibly right and some done incredibly terrible. And you give us a shit ton of stuff in the trailers when you could have saved it and given us something, I don't know, surprising throughout the film. What the fuck are you doing? Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's such a great time. It is so incredible, and that has to do with Tom Holland's portrayal of Spider-Man. I think this is the closest version that we're ever gonna get to the comics, and what a time to be alive. He did such an incredible job. He is both Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and they mix together so beautifully in this film, and it's so funny. It's so incredibly funny without just shoving jokes in your face. Like, it all comes so naturally and seamlessly that I enjoyed this movie probably more than I would ever enjoy another Spider-Man film. And like I said, it has to do with Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man. Like, if I were to ever get those powers, I would probably act the same way he does, which is so relatable and just so endearing to see him kill it in these films. Yeah, we saw a little bit in Civil War, and he did amazing. He does such an incredible job here. And the suit, my goodness, the suit is incredible. He kind of has his own version of Jarvis and Friday, which he names Karen, and just their dynamic between the two, how he's trying to kind of learn how to use the suit, and she automatically thinks he knows how to use it. I think it's so funny. And yeah, he did such a great job, and just his chemistry with the rest of the cast, just amazing. Let's talk about Ned next. So, Ned is Peter's best friend in the film, and he is incredibly funny. He has the funniest one-liners in the film. Everyone was laughing in the theater that we were in, and you can honestly tell that Jacob and Tom are real good friends, because their chemistry was so natural on screen that I totally would have thought that they had been friends for years. And that's a really good thing when you have a character like Ned, who considers himself the guy in the chair. Like, Ned knows Peter is Spider-Man now, and the questions he asks Peter about being Spider-Man are the questions that I would totally ask one of my friends if I find out that they were Spider-Man. I would ask those questions, and he's just so curious and so funny, and he's out to help Peter, you know? And I feel like that's such a good friend right there. And I really hope we see more of Jacob Batalon in future installments of Spider-Man, because he brings such good energy to the film and just so lightheartedness that he's just so funny, and you can't help but like that character. And he's so much better than Harry Osborn has been in other previous films. Like, this guy really cares for Peter, but he's just so funny. He can't help but, you know, be so quirky and stuff. I just really like that character. So now let's talk about the villain, because I know that you guys know that Marvel's villains aren't really that great. They're not that memorable, and they kind of suck. But I am thrilled to announce that the Vulture in this movie kicks some major ass. He is pretty fucking dope. And that has to do with Michael Keaton. I think he delivers lines like no one else, and he's such a great actor that he just kills it in this role. And it's also really, really cool that the director and the writers gave us sort of his backstory and just his motives as to why he's doing what he's doing and why he needs to do what he's doing, which is pretty good. It gives us a lot more layers to his character. And just that entire scene of him talking to Peter in the car and just telling him, dude, you know, just do what you have to do, but I'm gonna do what I have to do. And I just really, really enjoy that too. And I think him and Tom Holland have really good chemistry on screen that you kind of feel really, really scared for Spider-Man. You're just like, oh my God, you know, you're just a kid. You can't take this guy down. But he's such a good character, and I really, really like what they were doing with him, and especially the after credit scene was just so chilling, and I cannot wait to see where they are gonna take the Vulture, or if they even try to expand anymore with him, because he was such a good character. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I think that Marvel is starting to do something. There is potential there. Alright, so the overall plot of this movie is Spider-Man needs to stop the Vulture because the Vulture and his thugs are pretty much terrorizing the world, the neighborhood, with Chitauri alien technology. And he feels as though in order to become an Avenger and have Tony Stark's respect, he needs to stop the Vulture on his own. So he deactivates the what's it called, training wheels protocol from his suit, thus unlocking Karen, and shenanigans ensue. And I really, really enjoyed this movie. I know I've said this a couple of times, but I really liked it. There are certain aspects in this movie that don't quite work for me personally, but I don't feel like they detract from the movie at all. I feel like these are just personal opinions that I feel like they didn't work for me. But they don't change my overall perspective of the movie. And one of those things is the usage of certain characters and certain actors, such as Donald Glover in this movie. I know everyone wants him for Miles Morales, but he plays this character, I totally forgot his name. You see, that's the problem, that he plays just a random guy. I know he plays Miles Morales' uncle, but I don't remember the name of it as we speak right now. But yeah, I just feel like anybody could have done that role, and it's sad that they got an actor of his caliber to do 1.5 scenes with Spider-Man, and I feel like it's such a waste of his talent. And I just don't understand why they would go with someone like Donald Glover, who, like I said, incredible actor, and they don't give him much to do, which is sad. I feel like I've been cheated. And same goes for Zendaya. Zendaya's character in the movie, and just she's not in the movie for as much as I would have liked. I wanted more of her. I think she's gorgeous. She's so beautiful and just so talented. And I know there was a ton of buzz around her, and so much speculation was made about who she was going to play in the movie, and is she MJ, is she not? And she even came out and said, oh, I'm not Mary Jane, which is true, she is not Mary Jane. But then at the end, they kind of, I don't know if it's shoehorned in, or if it's a nod, or if she's just Michelle, who so happens to be called MJ. I don't know. I feel like they could have done so much more with her character, and they just wasted that opportunity. Or I don't know, it feels like I've been cheated on because of all the marketing that she's in, and she only comes out in like 3 scenes, which like I said, sad. And she's just so much speculation about her, and she's so underwhelming. But she's a great actress. Nothing against her. I think it has to do with the building. I think they're trying to build to this Spider-Man I don't know, universe, whatever, within the MCU, but these characters are so underutilized, which is sad because they could have done so much more with these. And yeah, but I really like Flash Thompson. Out of what I got to see from him, I thought he was funny. Liz Allen in the movie, she's like, whatever. I feel like they could have casted whoever for that role. She didn't really do much besides look pretty on screen, which I guess is what she's supposed to do. But yeah, those are just nitpicking. Again, they're not issues that would take me out of the movie, but they kind of did for me personally because I was anticipating so much more but didn't get it. Another issue, if you guys know when these movies happen to be, as in a timeline, please let me know, because on Civil War, it's this movie takes place 2 months after Civil War, but 8 years after the Avengers. So where exactly in a timeline do these movies take place, as in years? I thought this Avengers was in 2012, but if it's 8 years after that, then this movie is in 2020. So I just wanted to know if you guys have any idea what that is about. Let me know down below. But overall, I think this movie is great. Got a great villain, great supporting cast, so funny, incredible, such a summer movie. It's just so much fun. But again, certain characters that are kind of underutilized. So if you're like me and you're waiting to see what character Zendaya is going to play, or what's up with her, or just are in it to watch Zendaya, she's hardly in it. So that's kind of sad. But yeah, let me know down below if you have watched Homecoming or what you think about it, or if you're like me and certain things didn't work out for you, but you still love the movie overall. Or yeah, who's your favorite character? Mine is Ned as of right now because I think he's hilarious. But I still love Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man way more than Andrew Garfield's or Tobey Maguire. I think Andrew Garfield was just too pretty for Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong. Tom Holland is very attractive, and I kind of have a huge crush on him. But yeah, and I feel like Tobey Maguire was way too old to portray him. But again, that's just me. That's it for me. Bye. Boo!